Good morning. Let's have a look at yesterday. A lot more readable matches, which is what I like as a trader. You've got a fair indicator of who's going to win, and that adds a little bit of confidence. And if they're in place stats marry with your opinion, then you can start printing that green. Experimental mode for me yesterday with some matches. This is the bet and goes, both teams to score. Yes. As a trading outcome, both teams to score, yes, I think has a lot of legs. If you think about it, if you back both teams to score, yes, because you're going to get near evens. So it's just thinking out loud. Back both teams to score, yes. The underdog scores first. You will actually get a tradable outcome because the market will be expecting both teams to score. If both teams to score, yes, and the favourite scores, as I saw in this particular match, you get about a break even. So that's something I'm going to be investigating a little further. Can we use both teams to score, yes, as a simple trade? Answers on a postcard, please, or leave a comment at the YouTube channel. Braga and Ferencvaros. Again, this is part of the bet and go. So these are not system plays. I'm just seeing, because you're getting, as I say, evens. So this has real legs to it. Both teams to score, yes. Particularly as a trading outcome. And whether you can get a good evens-based staking plan. Martingale is too risky. There are a lot of other evens-based staking plans out there that can take advantage. If we've got a decent strike rate for BTTS, yes. And Alaniaspor and Kokaliaspor. This is again from the bet and goes. And let me show you the plays. Just out of interest, worked through yesterday's bet and goes. The idea here is to lay the draw. The odds are quite high. But for me, clean sweep. Not a draw to be had. All ended without a draw, bar this. If you cover the 0-0, this would have been covered. So despite the odds, we could still get a good profit laying the draw in these particular matches. These three matches were lay the draw matches. Alaniaspor, Avellino and Carrarese. Let's see how they got on. So both the Avellino match and the Carrarese match ended, and the Alaniaspor match did not end in a draw. I had the idea of covering 1-1 and 2-2, but that's not going to allow us any profit there. These particular plays are looking for a 0-0 at half time. I wonder if they obliged yesterday, Avellino and Carrarese. We know there were goals in those matches, but it's all about whether you get the 0-0 at half time or not. Let's take a look. And there we go. Goal disallowed. We'll take that. So that's Carrarese 0-0 at half time. And the Avellino. Quite a lot of goals in this one. I suspect we would not have seen a goal before half time with Avellino. Yeah, just the one goal before half time there. But the record continues to be pretty good. That's a 0-0. That was a 0-0. That was a 0-0 at half time. Sorry, that was a 0-0 at half time, and that wasn't. This is backing with Fibonacci staking. So it's quite aggressive once you get deeper into the sequence. But it's looking good. And this is from yesterday as well. The idea behind this lot is to back home, and away in the half-time score market. Now we had away come in there, away, home, come in there. I don't know how often they'll appear. You get an over evens return. Let's have a look at the two plays yesterday, Pescara and Alaniaspor. Alaniaspor leading at half time. You can actually cash out at half time. Now that is well worth our knowledge, isn't it? The other one was Pescara, I believe. Yeah, let's have a look at the Pescara match. See whether that had any fun to it with a win at half-time and full-time. I believe it did, because I think I remember recording it somewhere, but maybe not. Maybe a little bit further up. Pescara. Here we go. Pescara, half-time, full-time. You see, you're getting over evens, even by backing both of these. So you can see why I'm interested in these as potential angles. And don't forget, you can trade out at half-time if they're leading, if you can see a green. So we've got a lot of scope with these betting goes. Good result there. Good result there. Tottenham, well, I think they led at half-time and full-time, did they not? The old Spuds. Yet another one in there, look. Half-time and full-time. Tottenham. And I don't know many people who would have chosen Tottenham yesterday. Excellent stuff. And you see you're getting over evens. So that allows us to open the door up to potential staking plans. So that's just an aside. Let's have a look at yesterday's profit. We left Southampton, Norwich alone. Two extremely informed sides. MK Dons, banker bet. The Bar Stewards scoring before half-time, spoiling all my fun. Barcelona and Newcastle. A suggestion to lay Barcelona leading 2-2. So leading 3-2 at half-time, given Newcastle had come from behind on the previous two occasions. But this is what I expected yesterday, the juggernaut to continue. They've got so many quality players, Barcelona. It's just ridiculous. It really is. Dani Olmo, wonderful players. Wow. Bayern Munich, well, Atalanta laying Bayern Munich into qualify market at 1.01, costing you very little to find out. Liverpool, congratulations. Absolutely emphatic. And Tottenham really gave us a great run for our money, didn't they? They scored the 3 goals they required, but alas, couldn't keep a clean sheet. So that lay of Atletico Madrid in the to qualify market did actually produce a profit of risk reward 1-1. Frosinone laid the draw second half there. Bari did score first, and I missed that trade. So that would have been a profitable play there, going match odds with the Bari lead. Avellino and Sud Tirol suggested laying that Desmond. I didn't get in early enough. The Desmond came too early for me, which was a pity. But that was a real battle. Now look what this has done for Avellino. You can see this is a potential pivotal win for them this season. They're only 1 point behind the entry point to the top 8. Now, had they lost to Sud Tirol would be in the top 8. That's why you focus on matches like this. Trabzonspor yesterday, another one of those bankers. Ayopspor been keeping 1-0 defeats of late. Trabzonspor 1-0 win last match. So that was, it was either going to be a 0-0 or a 0-1. So if you did lay the draw second half, Trabzonspor done the business. And this is an important 3 points for them as well at the top. Having a good season, Trab. They are within a hair's breadth of a title, which is quite something for them. You've got the likes of Besiktas, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce. So it's a really good season for Trabzonspor. So I'll do more betting goes today. Watch out for a look for that on the blog. Despite the draw odds being big, we do avoid draws. Now, I'm going to keep an eye on this because I like the strike rate. I don't like the liability. We might have to increase our liability to get a decent return. So it's something to think about, but the strike rate is nothing you can argue against there. Let's have a look at today's football. So today's matches, and again, I make no apologies for not researching. It's all, I think I haven't researched, I'll double check that. It's first leg scorelines, all important in today's Europa League and Conference. I have researched, and it's not extensive research, so I will share it with you. It's just the first leg scoreline, really. 1-0 to Genk. this is very gettable for Freiburg if they are in any way as reliable at home as they are in the German Bundesliga. So that's a good start. Freiburg and Genk. I will give that one a star as being a kind of a readable enough match for me. Lyon, Celta Vigo 1-1 with Celta down to 10. All to play for. We don't know whether Celta would have improved 11v11 or not. We'll find out tonight. Midtjylland against Forest. It's a 0-1 lead for the Danes. Midtjylland, the old reliables, losing at the weekend. Now we know why. To Nordland. Nottingham Forest. I can't get a handle on Nottingham Forest under this new manager. Their performance against Fenerbahce came out of the blue. 3 goals. Absolutely superb. And then they've just not done a sausage in the Premier League. Posted at times some very impressive in-play stats, but the vast majority of these in-play stats are shots off target. I can't read Nottingham Forest, I'm afraid. I got no way of deciphering them. The Premier League side really should outgun a Danish Superliga side. Roma and Bologna. Well, are we going to be playing as we did the first leg? That Bologna failure to score that second goal. We will see. I like Roma this season. They look robust defensively. They look hard to score 2 goals against, which is going to be bad news for Bologna. Bologna look liable of leading again if they continue to be blunt up front. Aston Villa have a single goal lead. They could be vulnerable today. They need to score another goal. They are having trouble scoring that second goal. So they need to score 2 goals over 2 legs is what I'm talking about. Get a goal today, they'll be 2-0 up. That could be enough against Lille. In the Premier League at least, Aston Villa have proven to be solid enough, keeping sides from scoring 2 goals too regularly. Real Betis and Panathinaikos. It's a 1-0 Pana lead, and I think Real Betis at home are a formidable force. They do have that 2-goal potential. So I could see this as one of the more readable matches today, favouring Real Betis and indeed the market, coincidentally, agreeing with me. Porto and Stuttgart, 2.45 the favourites, a 1-2 Porto lead from the first leg. It's a difficult one to unpack, as you can suggest, with 2.45 the favourite. We don't have to be heroes. As you can see, our success comes in the choice of matches. Sometimes the matches choose themselves not to be chosen by the odds. AEK Athens already a 4-0 lead from the first leg. They just need to avoid a 5-0 defeat and it's job done. Crystal Palace again. Oh lordy. 0-0 first leg. 0-0 against 10-man Leeds at the weekend. Can you trust this Arthur Daly Palace side? I would certainly be laying over 0.5 goals at the start of this match because the Cypriot side, Larnaca, like Paphos in the Champions League, can really park that bus. And when you've got a Crystal Palace side struggling up front, they could get a 0-0 at least at half time. So that is going to be another watch list match for me. Not necessarily trusting Crystal Palace. They are just not delivering at the moment. Mainz 0-0 first leg. Sigma Olomouc, I did that trade at the weekend, came from 0-2 to 2-2. It was a risk, given it was a pre-European play. Mainz been picking up wins to stave off relegation in the Bundesliga. They do look okay, but it's difficult to, as ever in these European fixtures, how do we weigh up each side against each other, their strengths, their weaknesses, etc. I have liked Mainz in the Bundesliga. I wonder if they'll bring that over today. Certainly, I will shortlist the Mainz match. Rakow and Fiorentina. It's 2-1 to Fiorentina from the first leg. Rakow are knocked out of this, and it's 2.5 the favourite, giving both sides a chance. Rayo Vallecano against Samsunspor. 3-1 Rayo from the first leg. They just need to manage this one, and they'll be fine. If they score, though, Samsunspor changes the whole complexion of this match, doesn't it? Shakhtar Donetsk and Lech Poznan. 3-1 lead to Shakhtar from the first leg. And Sparta Prague AZ Alkmaar 2-1 AZ from the first leg. Sparta will still believe with home advantage and the market favouring them as well. Strasbourg and Rijeka 2-1 to Strasbourg from the first leg. Looks about right. Both teams are faltering at the weekend. 0-0 against Paris FC for Strasbourg. I think Rijeka losing. That one will get a little bit of a look, given I've liked Strasbourg's in-play stats when they've been playing at home domestically. So, yeah, they'll get a short list. Bankers today? Well, I'm not so sure. I'll have to do a little bit of a look at Bez from the Happy Mondays. Besiktas. Just see the kind of form they're in and whether they are justified of that 1.36 home favouritism. And this is your secret to success, really, with trading. Let the market do the work for you. And then see whether you agree or not. And then see whether the in-play stats agree or not. Well, look at that for Bez. They look absolutely superb. Since the 22nd of October, only Fenerbahce and Galatasaray have beaten them, which is quite something. Kazan-Pasa all over the shop. Last 2 wins coming at home. 2 consecutive score draws away, including against Fenerbahce. So they might offer a little bit of resistance, but it looks as if it's going to be this kind of a result. 2-1 rather than 1-1. Besiktas look pretty good. No win in 6 away. Both teams have scored in the last 4 for the away side. And look at that form. Unbeaten home and away against 15th and lower Besiktas. Only 1 defeat at home against 5th and lower. They look in good shape, don't they? Kazan-Pasa look to be lacking any goal threat against the top 9 away from home. Either scoring none or 1. So I'll give that a little bit of a look in at 5 o'clock. The 5 o'clock Trabzonspor match did produce something. And Besiktas do look good on paper. So the starred matches are the ones where I personally think that the likes of Freiburg, Betis have a really good chance with home advantage. Crystal Palace and Larnaca just be looking to see if we get an extended 0-0 out of this one. Then you've got a free lay of the draw second half. Keep an eye on Mainz. I want to see whether Germany is better than the Czech Republic. And Strasbourg have been impressive at home in French League 1. Croatian sides normally do not travel well. And Besiktas at 5 o'clock. So that's the way I short my list. Of course, I'm flexible as a trader. I will be reacting to what goes on in play. There could be a red card here, a red card there. There could be a 0-0 at half time. There could be a mountain of in-play stats with a 0-0 at half time. There could be 13 corners for one side, as we had yesterday in the Austrian Cup. And that produced a winner for the side with 13 corners. So there's plenty, apart from the starred matches, that might offer us an angle in. Now, members, I'm travelling today to Chaam on the west of Thailand to do my retirement visa work and hopefully meet up an old friend who should be still down in the Chaam area. So I might be a little affected by that this evening because I'm going to have to sort out a new Wi-Fi in the place where I'm staying. And as you saw, I had issues here initially. So my apologies if I struggle this evening. I will be keeping tabs on Telegram for you at the very least, members. If you haven't joined yet and you're liking the green screens, well, there's a 14-day free trial, so come along. The risk is all mine. E-letter is risk-free and you get Premier League research. With Sundays, you'll get AI reports as well. So do sign up for those. They've been pretty accurate in these past few Saturdays. Have a great day. It's second legs. We've got the first leg scorelines to work off, which gives us a nice trading angle. I hope to be seeing you a little bit later, members, on Telegram. I'll keep you informed as to how I'm getting on today. Have a great day. Next time I speak to you, I'll be in Chatham.